all this talk of superstars leaving their respective franchise. Earlier today on First Take, they were talking about should Damian Lillard leave Portland before it's too late. What do you guys think?
I think he should. I think he should 1,000%. I mean, we talked about Dame earlier in the show how, even projecting 5 years into the future, we don't really think he's going to win a championship. I think, of course, it's very good to be that guy that stays loyal. It's very good to be that guy, that plays for one team. But when your career is all said and done with, you as a player, you're gonna have to, fall back on what you've done, team success wise. It's not necessarily gonna be, you feel me? Oh, I made it to this many All-Stars. I scored this many points. No, how much rings do you have? We see it every single day when Shaq and Charles talking about, their careers. Shaq always asking Chuck, how much rings do you have? It's always about counting rings. So I think eventually, Dame probably not feeling it right now, but he's gonna probably, feel like, I don't really have anything to show for my success in the league. I think eventually he's probably gonna want to leave, and it might be too late at that time. If you guys do recall, Kevin Garnett gave an interview. He talked about him, waiting too long to leave Minnesota. He wanted to be that guy to stay in one franchise, and he waited until he was pretty much on a downhill slope. He was still 20-10 when he joined the Celtics, but he said he waited too long. I think Dame is probably gonna have that same sort of regret.
I actually disagree with you. I actually think Dame should stay. At first, I did think he should leave because who wouldn't want to win? But here's my reasoning. Guys like, Kobe and Tim Duncan, the thing that made them special is they're lifers. They were able to win with one franchise and stay with that franchise for their career. That made it so much more sweet. And then with a guy like Kevin Garnett, the difference between Kevin Garnett back then and like a Damian Lillard now is the amount of power that Damian Lillard has that he doesn't really use is kind of scary when you think about it. Like, he has like LeBron-esque power when it comes to, I think we should go for this guy. I think we should go for that guy. Dame can really control what goes on behind the scenes in Portland. It's just Nurkic is always hurt. It's the tougher Western Conference. Can Dame and CJ... I mean, I know that they're brothers and all, but if you were to trade CJ for some nice pieces, you could probably pull off some great trades and get some better help around Dame. And then they were advocating for Carmelo Anthony. I love Carmelo Anthony, but in no way, shape, or form does Carmelo Anthony help you win a championship. It just doesn't. That's a roster spot for someone. Not today. It was a nice, you know what I'm saying? Portland is like a friendly, do the right thing kind of organization, but when it comes to winning, you gotta really just Damian Lillard. Let's see what we can put around him. Nobody else should be safe. But I think he should stay, man, just because he can go down as one of those Tim Duncan and Kobe-esque players, even if he just wins one ring. All it takes is one ring for him to win in Portland, for him to be one of those type of guys, those lifers.
Look at Dirk.
Dirk. That's another great example. Dirk Nowitzki, bro. He won his one ring. He won it late, so you never know when you can win. It could come early, it could come late, and they beat LeBron James of all people. LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. So, hey,
sorry, Rob.
It's doable, man. It's doable.
But Dame, hold on, Rob. Hold on. I gotta talk to Dame. Dame, right here. Look at me. If you watching this, you gotta go, bro.
Oh, man.
Get out of Portland. Get out of Portland. We're not gonna look at you as a bad guy. We're not. You've given it your all to that city. It's time to go. Where to go? I don't know. But you have to go somewhere where you can win a chip. And it's not ring. At a certain point, we got to take the term ring chasing out of this, because the league has just turned into. It's not like everybody's running to play with each other, but people just want the best. They're trying to form the best team possible. All right, and I feel like that's what Damian Lillard needs to do. And the best team possible in his case is not going to be in Portland. That's all I got to say to you, Dame.
I 100% agree. I mean, the era of homegrown rings, in my opinion, has pretty much been gone. Even the last time we've seen a homegrown ring actually take place was with the Golden State Warriors in 2015, and Kevin Love and Kyrie had to be injured for that ring to actually go through. Rings now, they come from free agency moves and trades. Kawhi Leonard going to the Raptors, LeBron going to the Lakers, Kevin Durant going to Golden State. We live in an era when you have to trade places and you have to move around. And I know Tyler, my man's Tyler, talking about some greats, talking about some Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki. You cannot compare Damian Lillard to those guys right now. You cannot.
Oh, no,
How much
you can't.
rings does Kobe have? How much rings does Tim Duncan have? And we talk about Dirk. You're talking about a guy that's right now. I think he's top 5 in points scored, something like that, something crazy. He was all for 20 years consistently, damn near 20 and 10. I don't think Dame's gonna have that long of a career and that sustainable of a career just because he's with the ball a lot and he has a lot of mileage on his legs. I think as of right now, you feel me? You look at Dame's career, he's probably thinking to himself, I should stay, but I think he should go. No one really remembers Charles. No one really talks about Charles when we talk about Hakeem, the Hakeems, the Jordans. No one really brings up Charles.
I mean, definitely. Not having the ring but being in the Hall of Fame is like, just because we like you. That's what that is. I definitely understand that. Like, if Dame can't win the ring, then there's nothing else to talk about. But I'm just saying, man, there's something about winning that ring, homegrown. But then if he were to leave, we would look at him as a bad guy. Kevin Durant was the worst man on the planet when he decided to better his career, go to Golden State, and now people have asterisks next to those rings. Or they bring up Bron going in Miami. Though people don't have asterisks next to those rings, but they blame him for the super team era, which I find to be ridiculous. But I think it's pros and cons to it. If he stays, he's the bad guy, and he wasted his career. If he leaves and joins a super team, he's ring chasing. He can't get it done the right way. At the end of the day, he gotta just do what makes him happy, and I think staying is what makes him happy.
Well, let me ask y'all a question real quick. If you were the Portland TrailBlazers GM, what move would you make right now that would try to ensure Damian Lillard a ring in Portland? Remind you, there's probably not going to be much free agent, so you got to do a lot of your work through the draft and through trades. What are you doing?
I mean, listen, if I'm the GM of the Portland TrailBlazers, and everybody is up for grabs except for Damian Lillard, I'm picking up the phone and I'm calling to see is Giannis Antetokounmpo available. If you compare a guy like Giannis and a guy like Damian Lillard together, that might be ring worthy, man. I'm just saying.
I don't think the Bucks. I think the Bucks laugh in your face. I ain't gonna lie.
Really?
But that would be a dangerous duo. They just paid Giannis.
Yeah.
They just paid Dame.
That would be a
And just
that would
those.
be dangerous.
When you pose that question, I can't give you an answer because the Trailblazers aren't they're not one move away from securing a championship. Their current state right now, the Portland Trailblazers are a couple moves away from securing a championship. So I can't really give you an answer. Tyler gives you Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I would agree that would be a dangerous combo. But I feel like they would need more than just Giannis and Dame, and I don't know what else they can do without Dame leaving Portland.
If I'm the Portland GM, I trade everything I own for Karl Anthony Towns ASAP.
I don't know if that's enough to get it done. I don't know.
Defensively, it probably wouldn't, but I'll figure everything else. I'll figure everything else out.
Because
I'll figure everything else out later.
Do you guys consider Cat to be a top 3 big man, like big man in the league?
Offensively,
if he comes offense, I feel like he needs to prove himself. He needs to prove himself again this season because he's been hurt a lot. I know he's been dealing with a lot of stuff in the offseason. He got to stay strong. He's been the rock for his family. He lost a lot of people due to COVID and whatever. But it's hard to focus on basketball when you got things like that going on. But I feel like he needs to step his game up so he can be in that talk for top 3 big men right now. Because right now he's really not in my top 3 for big men.
I mean, I'm only asking because if you say that Dame and Giannis would need more, I don't think Cat is Giannis at all. And so what would they need? Like, they would need more if Dame and Giannis still need more. I'm just saying.
I feel as though you get Dame and Karl Anthony Towns together. Fire the coach, bring in a defensive-minded coach, and just put 3 solid defenders around those two guys right there. It'll probably be something dangerous.
It'll be interesting to say the least, but I just don't want it to be Cat just replaces the production that you got from CJ.
That's true. The problem with CJ, in my opinion, is that they both guards. Dame and CJ both guards. So the opposing guard, they're going to get 30. They're going to get 30.
Okay, I get what you said. Yeah, bro. Yeah, defense. Yeah, they need defense, man. They need defense.